totally unfair to him. And the last paragraph, there has been a recrudescence, that would be the Haskalah, of that political materialism which sees the physical organism, the Jewish state, as the be-all and end-all of the Jewish life. Oh, no. That is a critique of Herzl. There he is subtly pouring abuse on Herzl. You see, this is the be-all and end-all for Herzl, but not for us. We don't care about the state so much. We want the culture to revive. And what he means by culture is not easy to understand. He says, both we may believe will disappear and make way for the only view that really has its roots in Judaism. The view of the prophets and the Pharisees. Well, anyway, there you go. I mean, I think this guy's a nut, but that's just my own personal feeling. Forget what I think. You make your own. Now, there's another lecture here. This is at the founding of the Hebrew University, or a letter to the future president of the Hebrew University, this fellow, Dr. J.L. Magnus. And, you know, the Hebrew University is what a lot of people like Ahad wanted to found. He has a lot of things in here, and I'm only going to, let's look quickly here before we take a break here. The object of your society, you say, is to establish synagogues and houses of studies. We have to make the synagogue itself the house of study, with Jewish learning as first concern and prayer as secondary. So he's going on about prayer and the prayer books and so on, and then the end of that on 262. Then you say you want to propagate national religion and religious nationalism. I must confess the form is not altogether clear to me. National religion, by all means, Judaism is fundamentally national, and all the efforts of the reformers, that is, the Berlin people, to separate the Jewish religion from its national element have had no result except to ruin both nationalism and the religion. So they're all against the Berlin reformers, as you see. And he does say it is impossible at the end of that essay to be a Jew in the religious sense without acknowledging the nationality. Okay, so he is in, I'm not saying good, bad, we're talking about Zionist thinking. Is he going to be called a Zionist thinker? So he does acknowledge that kind of Zionism, if you want to call it that. Quickly, before we break, 1897, and this is right around the time when Nordau was addressing the Zionist Congress, and I think this is an attack on Nordau, the address which we read. And again, you see he doesn't like this these Westerners. Some months have passed since the Zionist Congress, when Herzl and Nordau made those speeches. Since then, the delegates have returned home. They have been calling public meetings, repeatedly regaling us with tales of the wonders that were enacted before their very eyes. The wretched, hungry public is listening, becoming ecstatic, hoping for salvation. It's inconceivable that they, the Jews from the West, you see the jealousy here and envy and dislike, can fail to succeed in what they propose. Heads grow hot, hearts beat fast. Many, quote, leaders who have had for years until last August, that is when Herzl called this convention, lived only for Palestine settlement, and for whom a penny donation in the aid of the Jewish labor in Palestine of the Jaffa School, that was the Mikveh Israel agricultural school, was worth the world, have now lost their bearings and ask one another, what's the good of this sort of work? The days of the Messiah are near, and so on and so on. I will take a break. As you see, we're getting into the thick of it here. And you see, he hates these people from the West. I'm not against or for what he's saying. It's only that I think those people could see the disaster that was coming. And he couldn't. Pick up there. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay?
Join. Sorry.